Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to edit an IMVU picture in GIMP. And I know I did this picture before, but I'm doing a different technique because I think I've improved when it comes to editing. So first what you want to do is work on, well, we'll do down here first, the collarbones and whatnot. Make a new layer. It'll help if you have a picture without a background in it. And go ahead and select the path tool. If you can see kind of where the V right here is, click one side of it, then the other side, and pull that down to the center and move these lines until you get it in the right spot that you want it. And after that, go to stroke path, and the line width should be around 1 or 2. I'm putting mine at 2 because my picture is quite large, so yes, that's fine. Now go over here to the layers panel, and where it says mode, go ahead and set that to overlay. Okay, and then go to filter, blur, and this one right here. And go ahead and find it on the page, and I say blur it around 3 or 4, whatever looks better to you. So I'll put mine at 3, and now I'm just gonna change the opaquency of the layer until I get it to how I want it to look. Okay, and the hair is in the way, so you can't really see the rest of the collarbone, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that anyway for people that don't have hair over there. But you have to visualize what the collarbone would be. So go to the path tool again and click and drag this. Like I said, I have to visualize it because I know you can't see it. I truly adore you and I really want more you. Anyhow, so go ahead and do that and try to get it as close as possible to looking like a real collarbone. And stroke path again. Make sure it's on this new layer. As you can see, I have mine right there. And you can also do the other side. You can copy that layer and flip it if you want to, but I'm just making a new one. Another collarbone over here, the other side. Okay, stroke path. You probably can't see that, but you don't have to see it because, like I said, my hair is covering it up. Go ahead and overlay that and filter and blur it like we did a while ago. And put the opaquency down some to where you'd like it to be. Okay. And make a new layer and get a rounded brush because we're going to enhance this a bit. You see right on the corner of the bones, make a nice little dot there and make the brush a bit smaller. And you would put a little color in here and up here. Okay, and change it to black and make it a bit smaller. And down here, go ahead and give that a little shadow coloring. And now what we're going to do is go to filter, and we're going to blur this again, but we're going to put the radius up. I'll put mine around 20. Go ahead and push OK. go to the mode of the layer and go to overlay. As you can see, it's not blurred all the way, but I like how these look right here. So what I'm going to do is go to the blur tool, put the rate up to 100, and I'm going to blur it, essentially the part that I want to be blurred right in the middle here. It might take a little while, but okay, it's looking good to me. And maybe a little bit here. And after that, just make a new layer, and we're going to enhance the skin down here some more by adding color and overlaying it. It's very, very repetitive, so go ahead and draw on the outside. And what I want to do is put this in various places, black and white dashes, and it's quite random because like regular skin, you don't have glare in certain places, it's just wherever. Go ahead and go to filter and blur it again. Should be set at 20 still. You can go ahead and overlay it to see how it looks, but I'm going to continue to blur this until I get it to look how I want it to look. Okay. Do it as many times as you need to. And this looks splotchy, but I can always go ahead to the blur tool right here and blur anywhere I like. You can also select regions and blur them if you don't want to blur the whole thing. And just a few times. Okay. That's good enough for me. And now we're going to do the neckline. Okay, so now as I was saying, we're going to do the neckline. And go ahead and zoom in a bit if you want to. But as far as this, I'm going to merge these layers down so they're not in my way, because we're finished down here. Okay. And as you can see, this is, you know, not the best looking neckline. So get this free select tool, and for the hair, I just want it to be, you know, look kind of even. So I'm go ahead, get the smudge tool, and smudge it into the places where, you know, it's not straight. And it doesn't matter how it looks or anything, because we're gonna cover that up anyway later. But just for now, so we can edit around this section, we're gonna make this a bit straighter and fix it up a little bit. Okay. And as far as this neckline goes, it'd be great if you got the blur tool and you see these little pieces here, go ahead and blur that a little bit. Matter of fact, you can blur the whole chin right here, because we're going to make a new one, essentially. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, select the path tool again, and now we're just gonna click each side of the face and pull this down, move it around just right so you can get the shape of the chin. It might not be the best looking chin, but for our purposes, it will be okay. It's a tutorial. And after you do that, make a new layer. And then click stroke path. And I want to move this up to around 3. Oops. If you're stroking the path, make sure this is black. Well, I'll keep it at 2. 2 or 3 is fine, but I'll keep mine at 2. So go ahead and click overlay. And you can change the opacity of that too. And if that doesn't look right, like right here, how it's not connected, I'm gonna probably do this. This will probably be covered by hair anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and smudge this. Make sure you're on the right layer. Oops. Before you do that, go to select, invert, and that should select on the outside of the circle so you can smudge it. And like I said, it doesn't matter if this is perfect or not. You won't be seeing much of the hair anyway when we're editing the hair. After we're done editing the skin and whatnot. Okay. So now we'll continue to edit the face. And what I'm going to do is do the eyes first. Zoom in on them. A little too much. Zoom out. And get the smudge tool. Just go ahead and smudge away the eyelashes. You can always draw some back on there, but I want the face to be nice and smooth. And this might take a little while, but you get the idea. And if you like, you can put the smudge up a bit. It might make it a little better for you. Okay. I'm trying to make this a little more perfect. It might take a little while to do this, but for our purposes, I'm not going to make this too perfect because you get the idea. That's the gist of it. I want you to get the idea of it. But after you're done with that, if you want it to be a little smooth out, go ahead and blur the areas you just smudged. I'm gonna go ahead and smudge it some more. Okay, and go over to the other eye and do the same. And don't worry if the hair is in the way. Just try to avoid smudging that too much onto the face. we're editing the hair anyway. I think for this picture, the hair is going to cover up this eye a bit anyway. So no need to make anything really perfect if you're not going to see it. The whole point of it. And go ahead and blur. Okay, zoom out a bit. I know it probably looks like a hot mess right now. There you go. Okay. Go ahead and work on the nose now. Still have this chin part. And just go ahead and where the chin was, go ahead and blur that until, you know, it looks nice and neat right there. You can blur around the face. And for this line, I'm gonna go ahead and smudge this line out over here so it blends in a bit better. I'm gonna make a new layer and we're gonna work on the nose. Get the path tool again. Click around here, this area around the corner of the eye, up here by the eyebrow, and right here on the base of the nose. And make an arch. Go ahead and stroke path. You can keep it at 2 or put it at 3. I think I'll keep mine at 2. And do it again for the other side. Even though you can't see it over here, you gotta visualize it. And right there. Make it as equal as possible if you can. And go ahead and stroke path, even though I think that goes up too much. Okay. Stroke the path again. Okay. And make a new layer. Grab the path tool again, but see, click this, the ends of each of these lines, and then pull this down. Stroke path. Okay. And ta-da! That's just the bridge part, but now we'll make even another layer. But for this, I want to get rid of my nose ring, so I can just blur that out. And now, get the path tool again, and we're going to do where the nostrils, right here, they should be. But make sure you're on the right layer, and go ahead and stroke path. And since I'm feeling a little bit lazy right now, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that layer and flip it over there, move it over, so I don't have to make a new one. And sometimes it's not really even, so what I'm going to do is rotate this nostril side a little bit, because my head is tilted on here, just the slightly, but I'm going to try and do that. It might have been easier for me to just make it. This is tilted. Yeah, I think I'll just make it. Put it on the same layer as this one. But if your avatar's head isn't tilted, you can do it that way. Mine just seems to be a little off. Okay. So now what we're going to do is merge all these layers right here. Not this one though. And we're gonna go to overlay, filter, blur, and then a second one. And we don't want it up at 20. Put it around 4 or 5 and go ahead and blur. And for this part, I want to zoom out so I can get a better look. Okay. And get rid of these little parts right here. So I'm going to go ahead and blur out this middle section. And I'm going to blur these a little bit. I don't want it blurred out that much, so I'm just going to put the blur down a bit. And go ahead and okay. And I'm gonna go to my bottom layer and blur around the nose. You can put the blur back up some and while you're doing this. Okay, and what I'm going to do is probably fix this eye a little bit. It's really bothering me. No, this doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to look decent. Okay. Okay, there. Excuse me, I'm kind of sick right now. Trying to get this. Okay. So now what we're going to do is add a bit of color to the upper neck area and the face. So you can, well, first of all, make a copy of the nose. And go ahead and grab the blur tool. And you can blur that a bit. It gives a bit of dimension to the nose. You don't have to do this step, but I like it. Okay. So make a new layer. And go ahead and grab the brush tool. All I like to do is put a nice little black line under the chin. That's kind of thick. And remember, we're adding color, dimension to this, so just in various spots on the neck. And now we're going to filter, and we're going to blur this, but we're not going to keep it at this low level. We're going to go ahead and pull that up some. Like I said, well, I'll go to 25 now. And overlay that. And blur it again. Grab the blur tool, and I'm going to just blur this manually. I'm smudging the color up a bit. Go ahead and blur it. It probably doesn't change it much, but I like that. Okay, what I'm gonna do is make a new layer. Grab my brush and go ahead and make kind of like a T shape and go ahead and blur that and overlay it. I'm gonna blur it a few times. Okay. Just blurring it a little more. And that's good enough for me. Well, maybe blur it one more time. Okay, a bit better. Okay, now go ahead and merge that down. If things seem too dark, you always change the vacancy of a layer. And one more thing, just go ahead and make a new layer. Well, more than one more thing, but we're almost getting to the end. Go ahead and grab your brushes and add color to the face. I like to put a little bit around the eyes to enhance them a little bit. And go ahead and blur that after you're done. Overlay it. I'm gonna blur it again. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and select this part on the cheeks and blur that a bit. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and pull that down. Well, move it down, then merge it down to the bottom layer. And now we're going to do the lips. Not my favorite part, but it has to be done. Okay. And as far as the lips go, I actually have lip brushes, as you can see. And I usually use those for my lips. But you can draw your own if you like. I'm just gonna blur out the outer parts of this. And I'm actually gonna make a new layer and add my own lips. If you want these brushes, I'll have them in the description if I can. If I don't put them there, just remind me and I'll get them there for you. And I'll have the link there, and if you want to find out how to install them, if you don't know, I have a video for that too. Installing brushes is pretty easy. Okay. I think I'll make this a bit bigger. And I'm going to rotate it a bit. Like I said, my avatar is tilting slightly to the side. Okay, and zoom out. And blur the lips on the bottom layer. I'm going to add some color to this, the lips. Just colorize it. And I think I'm going to make the lips red. Okay, I'm going to select the outside of this and go to select invert, and then select shrink the selection by 1. Push OK. It probably didn't change much by making a new layer. And then I'm going to go here and pick a good color of red that I want and go ahead and fill that with the red that I picked. An overlay. I can drag it behind this layer or keep it in front. It doesn't matter, it depends how rich I want the color to be, but that's good enough for me. Go ahead and deselect. And you might want to grab the blur tool and on the colored layer that we just made, blur the outside. Helps it blend a little more. Okay, go ahead and merge down. And I like to do this for my lips. Grab the burn tool and make a nice line after I get the right size. In the middle. And dodge. Make it a bit smaller. And put lines on the side of that. And we're going to go ahead and blur those lines. That didn't really turn out too perfectly. I'm going to zoom in some. And hopefully this is a bit better. Hopefully you get the idea of what I'm trying to do. And go ahead and grab the blur tool. Repeat if you have to, which I'm going to do. That's not too perfect, but you get the idea. I won't spend time trying to make it perfect, just blur it a bit. You get the idea. But now, last but not least, let's go on and merge these down, and we're going to fix the hair. And I have a drawing tablet, so I can actually do the hair a bit better. You don't need it to do this step, but it's nice to have. So first of all, I want you to get the hair brushes. I showed you how to do that in another tutorial that I made, so it shouldn't be too hard. Go into the new layer and go ahead and draw the hair. It really doesn't have to be too perfect. And I'm using black because the hair is black. You use whatever color you like. And see, like I said, it wouldn't matter over here because we're covering it up. Now I'm going to go and make my color palette. Okay. Black is going to be my first color. Or not. I really can't click and drag on here, so I guess I'll do it this way. I'll grab a color and change the opaquency. Go ahead and add that color to the hair. Get the opaquency right. You can see it, but not so much where it's overpowering the black. Hopefully it is starting to look like real hair. Now we're going to go to the smudge tool and to this other layer and go ahead and smudge the hair out some. You can put the smudge out to whatever thing you like. And if you like and you don't want to mess up the skin while you're smudging, which I don't want to do, make a new layer. Okay. Right on the edge of here, draw a nice line of the hair color that you're using. Oops. Will help if I'm on the brush tool. Okay. And put the opacity back up. There we go. And draw it along here. Okay. And now you can go ahead and grab the smudge tool and go back to your hairbrush and smudge all you like, which I shall do because I want it to look just a little bit more realistic and more flowing, so it's not really a boxed looking hair. And even on the base layer, you can go ahead and smudge a little bit. Just try not to put it over top of the face much. Like right here, I can do that. It gives it a little more dimension, as you would call it. Okay, we'll go back to other layer up here. Continue to draw. And go ahead and duplicate that middle layer so you have more depth in the picture for the hair anyway. And you can continue to draw. I'm gonna get lighter. The lighter the brush gets, the more opaque it has to be. And as you can see, that's not gonna work because the opaquity wasn't down. Now, I might want to erase this up here, just because those strands don't really look that nice. Okay. Just keep drawing it. It might take a bit of a while, but it'll look better as you go on. For different shades of black. and gray. And if you like, you can also use some white in here. I'll show you that in a second. Okay. Like I said, the lighter it gets, the more opaque it has to be. I'm adding some white. And if you want, you can make the brush a bit bigger. Change the size, color, opacity. We would change the color. I don't like that really much. Now go ahead and I'm going to add some more black to it. I'm not the best artist in the world, but I'm trying to make this hair look a little bit better. And if you like, you can go ahead and merge all of these down now. And what I'm going to do is get the smudge tool and go ahead and smudge a bit around here, here and there, here and there. Maybe right there wasn't a good idea. Okay. You can even grab the brush and, you know, fill in some spaces. And we're about done. Just grab the white, okay? I know that's a bit off-white. Okay. Now make a new layer. Grab the round brush. Just gonna add a bit of highlight to the hair. So go ahead and in various sections, go ahead and just make wavy lines on the hair, of course. Go to filter and blur. It should be on an overlay. And I'm gonna go ahead and filter and I'm gonna blur this some more. Okay. Duplicate the layer if you want the hair to be a little more shiny and blur it some more. But that's about all. Go ahead and give it a little background. And as you see on the outside, there's a bit of flyaway hairs. I don't know if you would call them that, but they're on the outside here, so you can just go ahead and erase those. And that's how you do it, more or less. It's not perfect, but nice little tutorial, better than the last one, I think it is. So like, subscribe, and comment if you have anything to say about this. And if you need any more tutorials about anything, just let me know. I can do tutorials about making clothes, how to actually make a hair file so you can upload and make your own, create your own hair in IMVU. So thank you for watching.